Hey, what's up? We are AJR. Our new song is called Way Less Sad, and you are watching our exclusive, most requested live Ask Anything chat, thanks to iHeartRadio and Romeo.
Like Jack said, we're AJR, and we want to remind you that you're not alone. There's a community of people waiting to embrace and encourage you. And if you're looking to get help for the support that you need, go to findyourwords.org. Let's jump into these questions.
All right.
Laura from Boise, Idaho wants to know, is some of the stuff from One Spectacular Night going to be in the OKO 2022 tour?
Yes. Yeah, in a way. We definitely will not repeat anything that you've seen on one of our live shows, the stages of our live show, or the One Spectacular Night virtual show. Nothing you see will be like, oh, I saw that there. But there are little elements we'll probably take. I know that's a very not specific answer, but that's as much as I could say.
Yeah, I feel like every time we do a new show, we develop, now we can use this as a vehicle for creating something cool. So those vehicles will be used.
Oh, God, I was annoyed you said it once, then you said it twice.
Like how this answer is a vehicle for Adam to now
ask the next question.
The next question.
Hannah from Farmington wants to know, if you were on Jeopardy and the answer was AJR, what would the question be? It's a really good question.
Who uses the word vehicle too much in their questions? Oh,
no, because in Jeopardy, the answer has to be in the question, in the form of a question.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I just asked.
No, you didn't. Oh. The answer is, who is AJR?
Right.
Oh, sorry.
So
the answer. I'm sorry. This is falling apart. Sorry, guys.
No, who is my sorry?
Oh my God. Okay, let's start that question over. In a serious way, the question would be, this band...
band street performing. The category would be from the streets to the stages for 500.
Who else would be in that? Oh man, yeah, I guess. And then the prompt would be, this band started out street performing in 2005 with Jack half the height of with the youngest brother half the height of the oldest brother.
Okay. Next question. Sean from Manchester, Maryland wants to know, will the original song Socks ever be released?
Oh, maybe. What? Why would we ever put that out?
Wait, we have to give people context.
That's later. That's like 20 or 30 years from now when none of our moves have to be calculated at all. You know, we can sort of just release everything and they're just, okay. You know, it's all right.
You have to give people context of what that means.
Oh, Socks was a song that we wrote for Neo Theater, and then it turned into Adventure is Out There for OK Orchestra. But Adventure is Out There is like a million times better of a song than Socks. What?
See what they think in 20 years when we release it.
Okay.
Jana from Indianapolis wants to know, how have your family and friends been during the pandemic, and how have you helped them over the last year if they were having a hard time?
Ryan and I were joking around. And then you asked the serious
I'm going to answer what I think your question was.
It's actually a serious question.
Okay,
we were joking around, so I didn't know it was going to turn serious. But I mean, honestly, it was a really difficult time. And I think maybe the one bad thing that I did talk about with my friends was just sort of the anxiety around the time. And it's very easy in life when your life is calculated. This is what's going to happen next. This is what's going to happen next. But everything got kind of thrown up in the air, leaving everyone confused and scattered.
With no end date of this is going to end at this point. That was the most stressful part, I think.
Yeah. And I think the important thing to do is just remember that everyone else is in that boat. A scary thing is when you're all alone and everyone else is doing fine. But, you know, everyone was sort of in it together. Everyone had their own issues. So when I would talk to friends, it would be mainly about that, about like, oh, wow, okay, if we're picking up the pieces, we're doing it together. So hopefully that's a sufficient answer.
Tate from Calgary wants to know, is there going to be crowd surfing at the OKO 2022?
That's so funny. I had that same thought. Face first.
A super
face
spread
down,
surf.
face first. No, I have a feeling there's not going to be crowd surfing. That feels very dangerous. I mean, let's hope by 2022 when we go on tour, are absolutely 0 cases of COVID left, and the world is 100% back to normal. But if that's not the case, then no, probably there will be no crowd surfing. Crowd surfing is cool. We used to do it, but then I think we kind of stepped it up a little bit and started doing even cooler stuff, less expected. So
Yeah.
probably, and it's also, I was young. I was like, I think like when I hit like 21 or something is when I stopped being able to crowd surf. I think
You think you'd get hurt now?
truly, I think the last time I crowd surfed, I think it was like, ooh, wait a sec. Maybe it's just that I don't work out enough. But I felt something bad. It happened in my body.
Oh, wow.
The questions went back to the beginning. I need to scroll down again. Okay. Noal maybe from Sweden. Oh, this is a yes or no question. So you've made an overture for 3 albums. So wouldn't it be cool if you made an overture with all of the overtures?
A mega overture. We'll be right back.
Maybe.
That.
At that point, it would kind of feel more like a mashup, which is...
Yeah, we'd have to start from scratch if we're going to do something like that.
Yeah, I think we really try to not make our overture sound like a YouTube mashup, which we love those YouTube mashups, but we want the overtures to be like unique pieces of art that feel like they could be listened to as songs on their own that just incorporate the other songs, and not just, we're doing this so that you can hear all the songs in one. So I don't know. It doesn't sound like anything we would probably do in the near future.
Katie from Comanche, Oklahoma wants to know, are there any Easter eggs on the album that you're still waiting for us to find out / realize?
Oh God.
We've never said this, but the amount of times that we say okay on the album, and honestly in past albums, is a quite remarkable number.
You should count it up. It's more than I thought, and it's probably more than you thought too, Adam.
Oh, me? Or
Yeah. That's what I meant by you.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
projections were way off.
Way off. I thought you were the stats man.
Ashley from White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, whose idea was OK-O World and how did it come to be?
Adam's idea.
That was my idea. I really loved the video game Myst growing up. You guys remember Myst, yeah?
Yeah.
Crazy like 3D world video
Love
game.
Myst.
I was really inspired by that. And I thought it'd be fun to like keep the album going. You know, you put out an album and then people can listen to it, but we wanted to have these locked doors where people can keep coming back and find new cool things. And the thing we just released was AJR Brothers video game, like Super AJR Brothers, based on Super Mario. And it's a fun video game, so you should go check that out. Oh my God, this is such a weird question. Tina from Louisville. If you were cremated and your ashes were turned into a vinyl record, what's the one song that it would play?
Whoa. It'd be Tiptoe Through the Tulips by Tiny Tim for me.
Bang. By AJR.
You don't mean Bang Bang by Nicki Minaj and Jessie J and Ariana
Yeah,
Grande?
that's mine.
That was going to be Adam. That is truly the worst question and the
That is
weirdest
so
question.
weird.
That is such a weird thing to ask.
Because what are they asking? What your favorite
what's
song
the difference
is?
between what's your soul song or what's your favorite song and what is your song? What
will you
plays
be?
when you die?
Yeah.
This is an interestingly phrased question. R from Canada wants to know, how did you come up with this spectacular big idea to sample My Little Town in Way Less Sad? And in parentheses, OKO is making living a lot easier. I appreciate all the hard work you put in, you guys. You have no idea you are so loved.
Oh, that's really nice.
Really nice.
We came up with the idea to. Sorry, Adam, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was just, in case you forgot what the question was. It was about.
No. It was how do we sample the Simon and Garfunkel? My Little Town by Simon and Garfunkel was one of our favorite, not only Simon and Garfunkel songs, but one of our favorite songs. Period. Growing up, when we were very, very young, we used to really yell it in the car. It was even the theme song to a homemade TV show that Ryan and I made.
Oh my God! Do you remember this, Adam?
This show was called Albert and Sam.
How do you remember this? Remember we made a sitcom?
It was sort of like The Odd Couple, but like the kids version.
I was the nerd.
Ryan was the nerd, and I was the really cool guy. I was Sam, and Ryan was Albert.
And maybe Adam, you were like a hobo living on the bed.
It was Adam in the
Yeah, he
thing.
was.
Oh
I
my
clearly remember he was.
God. And that was the theme song. I remember. We made no episodes. We just
That's right.
So yeah, that should show you how much we love the song. And there's a little portion at the end in the fade out, the da 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 da, and it happens nowhere else in the rest of My Little Town. We said this is so catchy. Let's use it, and we saved it for like 9 years ago. We isolated the sample, and Way Less. It's just one of those things where like we had the idea for the song of Way Less Sad, and we said, wait, what if we use this? What if we use this sample? And we just dropped it in, and it was perfect.
Lily from Sycamore, Illinois wants to know, how'd you come up with the concept for Humpty Dumpty? Why'd you choose a nursery rhyme to convey depression and anxiety?
That's a great question.
What are you eating, Ryan?
Gummy vitamins.
You thought now is the time to do that during the Ask Anything chat?
You squeeze it in when you can.
I'd love it if you could pass me some of it.
For Humpty Dumpty, I'm trying to remember. We had that title. It's always important for us when we have a title that seems like it's going to be like silly to make it all the way to the other side of actually emotional. Like, oh wow, like when did I start crying to this? When did this become an important concept? And so with Humpty Dumpty, we thought let's write it about Jack's. This is real. I like write about Jack's like panic attacks on stage and how that feels and having to smile through the pain. Let's write this kind of relatable song under the guise of Humpty Dumpty.
A couple more. Cheyenne from Roscoe, Illinois wants to know, how did you decide which instruments would blend into each other when producing the instromorphing sections?
Oh,
Great question.
that was really just me. I don't think we ever even did that together, Jack. I think that was literally just me doing it.
Yeah, that was 100% Ryan.
Just, I don't know. I honestly don't know how I thought what would come next. I think just after producing for so long, I kind of understand that a piano, when you play it low and you bend it up, it could start to sound more like a violin. Just an intimate knowledge of instruments and synths and stuff. I just kind of get a feel for it.
For some of this, Reese from Kelowna, British Columbia wants to know, why does Jack mainly sing the songs if some of the stories behind them are from Ryan's perspective?
Oh, I mean,
Better voice.
yeah, I'll say it. Jack has a better voice for certain kinds of things. Once in a while, we find a song that fits better with my voice, like a Turning Out Part 2. Jack tried to sing it, it didn't get across the emotion. But whenever we, like, originally I sang World's Smallest Violin, the original demo, just because I wrote a first draft and sent it to Jack, just sounded like very Broadway. It just didn't have, like, it wasn't cool.
Speaking of cool, Amber from Eau Claire, Wisconsin wants to know, can any of you still tap dance or have you forgotten everything?
Well, Adam, come on.
We have to say it. Adam
knows how to tap dance. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
I don't remember anything.
Yes, you absolutely do.
I do. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't really care about having tap dance as a skill personally. But I do know I could probably put on shoes and be as good as I was when I first quit.
If I name a step, you'd remember what a buffalo is perfectly.
Of course.
100%. I would remember what buffalo is.
I truly don't remember. I remember the word buffalo. I do not remember how to do it.
But do you remember how to shuffle off to buffalo?
I
will never forget that.
Ashley from Myrtle Beach, what's the funniest misconception you've seen said about you? Oh, I know what it is for me.
What's that? That we were rich and privileged growing up?
No. That the websites that have our net worth, that it says Adam is worth $90 million.
Is that real?
Yes.
No, I like Jack's.
That's mine. It's really, and I kind of know what you're going to say. We obviously it's no secret that we have our fair amount of haters. That our music is very, very polarizing, and it's funny because everyone's totally entitled to like what they want, and for whatever reason, it's totally on them. But one of the main things that everyone say, these why are you guys like these rich, entitled, privileged kids? it's like that gets to the point where they're just like making stuff up, and it's like, I wish, I truly. We grew up not privileged, not rich. A very, very small apartment. We all shared a room. We made every single dollar. Our parents gave us nothing. We made every single dollar by ourselves street performing. We did not know anyone in the industry. We very much made it ourselves. So that's definitely a misconception that I've always been very confused. Maybe we give the appearance of rich, privileged kids. We are still not rich and privileged. So when we get there, we will surely let you know.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for watching our most requested live Ask Anything chat, and thank you so much to Romeo for having us on, and go listen to Way